hope you guys enjoy the review of this one, the Glycine Combat Sub. If you don't mind, please like or thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We'd certainly appreciate it. It definitely helps us out a ton. Hey there, this is Jared with the Columbia Watch Society, coming to you from Columbia, South Carolina, wherever you're at. I hope you're doing well. And as always, thank you so much for spending a couple minutes with us. Today, I'm taking a peek at a watch we've had in our possession for maybe 2 weeks, something like that. And I just wanted to take a closer look at it. And this is actually the first time I've seen one of these in person, and I'm very pleased. It comes from a company that you're probably familiar with, Glycine, who has been around since 1914, and their experience definitely shows, especially in the model I'm going to show to you today. So this particular Glycine comes with this little booklet here, and it has an real easy operational manual here, a couple pictures, a couple specs, not really anything incredible, but it's actually kind of cool to have this. And of course here, the model number we're looking at today is, as you can see, the reference number GL0076, which is the Glycine Combat Sub 42 millimeter. Okay, so here it is. This is the colorway that we have to take a look at today. It's got somewhat of a faded gray bezel, and the dial seems to be a shade or two darker, more toward black, and it's matte. The dial is matte black. So some nice contrast, very, very shiny, and very sharp looking combat sub. So a couple specs before I show the watch off to you. Obviously it's 42 millimeters across. Lug to lug distance is about just shy of 50 millimeters. A little in the long range for me. But what the saving grace behind that is how the lugs, fall down there at the ends. That really makes for a nice fit on any size wrist, really, and to boot, the extra help there for it fitting snug on the wrist is, as you can see, it's fairly thin. It sits about 11 millimeters high off of the wrist. I mean, just an extraordinary job, especially for the movement that's in these things, which is basically it's a modified ETA 2824, which I'm sure you're familiar with as well, or similar to as well the Salida movement. I think it's the SW 200, something like that. But anyway, Glycine calls it the GL 224 caliber. And just to check myself on that, I'm gonna go ahead and open this up to make sure. Right, yeah, so you can see here it's the caliber GL224, which is basically the equivalent of a ATA 2824 Swiss movement. The company, as I said, was founded in 1914 in Switzerland, and it'd be worth your time to maybe research the company a bit more. They have a ton of history, ton of different interesting facts about their company. And just look it up online. You should be able to come across something, unless you already know a lot more, and you probably know a lot more about the company than I know in my small amount of research. But anyway, so we've been over basically the case dimensions, and the lug width is, failed to mention, was 22 millimeters. So you have a 22 millimeter bracelet here, and if it tapers any, it only tapers down to maybe 21 to 20 at the clasp. The clasp has the Glycine name on it with the logo there, the little crown type logo. The clasp is really nice. It doesn't appear to have a diving extension, which is fine. I don't do much diving myself anyway, but So it clips in place quite nicely, very easily done, and then it has these two dual push button releases there, so really nice. Let's see, I covered the movement and everything. The glass is what you'd expect in this price range, a nice sapphire glass with 3 times AR coating, and you can see here, we'll kind of dive into the dial a bit now that we're looking at it. As you can see, it has the Glycine logo and name up top, combat, automatic movement, which is hacking and hand winding. And then down here, some specifications on the depth that you can dive with it, which is a typical dive watch minimum, which is 200 meters, or right here it says sub 20 ATM. So the hand set, the hour hand, the minute hand, and the second hand are all loomed with C1 Super Luminova, and then the markers around the edges here, the little circles, as well as the rectangle markers here, the little those are Super Luminova as well, but the numerals around the edges are not loomed. And you have your 12-hour around the outer rim, and then the markers just inside there is the 24-hour markers. So nice little touch. Gives it quite a nice military feel, which I really like. The numerals over some of the other models here in the Combat Sub have just round markers, which look nice, but I definitely like the touch of the numerals. Case back, just standard, basically case back, has a little design there with, looks like seals and a trident in the middle, and then their name, and then some information around there, speaking of the sapphire crystal, the model number, automatic movement, and 20 ATM. Let's see. So the bracelet, solid links, as far as I can tell, but either way, very substantial bracelet. And as I mentioned earlier, a really nice clasp. It has a 60-click bezel. I'll let you listen to that. You might be used to 120 click, but the 20 click is a really cool feel in my opinion, and fits nicely with this Combat Sub. The crown is very easy to grip. It's large. I like that. And it pops out really nicely to set the time. And then the first position, obviously, like every watch, it moves the date. The date moves quite easily and nicely. And of course, you can wind it in that first position. Overall, I really love this watch. I really do. It's a little, well, I'm not going to say a little on the big side. It's not really. There are some that are astronomically bigger than these as far as millimeters are concerned. But again, the slim profile, as well as the lugs turning down, really makes this thing fit really quite nicely on any size wrist. And of course, 42 millimeters is a pretty common modern size in gentlemen's watches. But at any rate, I think I've mentioned everything that I needed to mention. Again, I'll say this is the Glycine for your reference. The model number is GL0076. Very nice weight to it. Would look good on any strap that you wanted to use, whether it be leather, NATO, whatever, your choice. And of course the bracelet is quite substantial, very much worth leaving it on there if you're a bracelet kind of person. Well guys, click the like button here on the video and subscribe if you'd like. We'd really appreciate it. And also check us out on Instagram at the Columbia Watch Society, on Facebook, the Columbia Watch Society, and our website is colawatch.com, and we have various types of media on there, for you to check out if you're looking into a watch or another item, a band, anything like that, a strap. We have a good number of videos out there on different things. But anyway, this is Jared with the Columbia Watch Society. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Take it easy.